Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Chloe with Cousin DIY. Today, we are going to make this holiday statement necklace, earring, and bracelet set. Right up front, I just want to mention, I know this, all the supplies for this project is a little more expensive than what we usually would make, but mind, you can always just make if the necklace or the bracelet and the earrings or all three. So I'm going to go ahead. We've got a lot to cover, and I'm going to show you what we'll be using to make this today. All right, we are featuring these AB etched frosted beads, which reflect the beautiful colors that they are set against. They pick up red or wine on my outfit today. We've tried them against many different colors, and they're just beautiful. So you will, for the whole set, you have two of these. We have an accent bicone bead. We chose this because we needed this particular color of bicone. And as a bonus, you get these 4 beads on each strip. You need 4 of those. And later on, I'll show you a beautiful pair of earrings I made as an after project using those. They won't go to waste. Next are these concave rhodium discs. 2 of those. Next, the silver rondelles. 2 of those. And again, this is for the whole set. These silver ovals, only 1 of these is necessary. And to make the whole set, 2 packages of this chain. And that's all on in the class information for you, as you know. We're going to be using a finding starter pack, which will have all the findings that we need. And then we'll be using silver beading wire. I've gone ahead and started by cutting 3 18-inch lengths of silver wire. And I'm going to tape them on my work surface slightly so that the ends are joined together. And that's how I'm going to anchor them as I'm working on them. I think I'll be doing it at an angle like this. Oh yes, and the next thing I need is I need 10 more of these beads, which I was short on, so I need to cut off 10 of these to get started. Feel free to ask any questions you may have on chat, and we're going to take a few breaks during the class to answer any questions that you have. So I may not answer it immediately, but I will answer it shortly. Did I lose one of these strands? I thought I had 3 here. Let's start again. Nope. I guess if I did, I lost one. So I'm going to cut another one quickly. Sorry about that. Oops. I'm using our precision comfort tools that are sold at Michael's. I've developed some arthritis in my thumbs, and I'm finding these tools are very helpful in terms of making it easier for me to manage using the tools with a lot less discomfort. Okay, so the first step is going to be to slide one of the discs on the joined beads. Oh no, I'm sorry, I missed a step. First thing we're going to do is use a crimp tube We're going to slide the joined wires through the crimp tube. Which can be a little tricky, but once you get it through there, you're pretty set. All right, go through. Let me try a different crimp tube. Of course, it would give me this problem while I'm in the middle of the class. Well, I think there's a stoppage in that tube, so we'll try a different one. There we go. And then we're going to put the joined wires around this 6mm jump ring, back through the crimp tube. Slide a metal disc onto the joined beads. Like so. And then I'm going to separate the wires. And I'm going to be doing two patterns. I'm going to be doing the same pattern on the left and the right and a different pattern on the middle. So I'm looking at my bracelet as a guide here. On the left and the right, we're going to start with, whoops, missing them too. Here with me. With the ovals. So I'm going to put an oval on the left, oval on the right. And then I'm going to use another disc. We're just going to be sliding the same sequence on each strand. Next, a bicone. These bicones are really pretty and they go well with the etched AB beads we're featuring today. And next, another disc. Okay, there's left and the right. Next, a rondelle. One of our beautiful etched AV frosted beads. I'm just going to continue, I think, and finish each strand separately now. A rondelle, another disc. Bicone, disc, and oval. We're going to repeat the remaining portion of this on the right strand. We have attached instructions that you can download. So if for any reason we don't finish this or you're not keeping up, you'll be able to access those instructions and finish your pieces. Another thing I thought I'd mention is that, you know, you can substitute other beads that you find that you might like better. It's your creation. But we thought these beads really made a statement. Okay, and now the middle strand. The middle strand is going to have a disc, a bicone, a disc. These discs they have a little concave opening in them, so these bicones just set right in there really beautifully. And then we're going to use a rondelle, one of our frosted AB beads, another rondelle, concave disc, a bicone, and a disc. Now at this point, we're going to join our beads, our wires back together. And as you can see, the two outside strands are kind of arching around the middle strand. And now we are going to add another disc. I hope I'm not going too fast for anyone. Remember, the instructions can be downloaded. Oops, my tape came off. Come on, tape. And I'm going to do a rondelle. Another etched A bead oval. Another rondelle. And a disc. And at this point, we're just going to repeat the same pattern that we had at the beginning. Separate the wires into groups, into separate wires. Now, it is kind of important to make sure you're getting the right wire. So I play with it a little bit. This is the middle wire. You can see how I'm discovering that. This is the middle wire. This is the left wire. And this is the right wire. Okay, so I'm going to slide that up, and I think I'm just going to plop another piece of tape right across here while I keep working to anchor things. So again, we're going to do left and right. Whoops. This is trying to keep them separated. I'm going to use my tape to do that. So I'll do one strand at a time. So this will start with a silver oval, a disc, a bicone, a disc, silver rondelle, one of our AB etched beads, another rondelle. Oh, I may not have put enough rondelles in there. Disc.
Ready? I have a question for the first Q&A.
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
Sure.
I'm just going to keep working. You guys know the pattern now.
Our first question would be, would this be the same process to make a slip knot necklace?
A slip knot necklace. I'm not sure. that I know what you're referring to. A slip knot necklace. You mean the closure is a slip knot? Is that what you mean?
Once I hear a follow-up, I'll definitely ask.
Yeah, let me know what you mean by slip knot. I guess I'm not. I know closures that use slip knots. I'm curious, what do you mean?
She's making a silk slip knotted necklace.
Well, I am not sure that I know. I bet I know it. Maybe I know it as another terminology. But I'm not sure what you're referring to. Are you knotting in between each bead? Is that what you mean? Wait and see what she says.
Mhm. The other question is, what is the size of wire you are using?
I am using a 7-strand basic beading wire, but you can use any silver beading wire that you happen to have around.
And back to the first question, yes.
Okay, now I know what you're doing. Well, sure, you could do this and not in between, but I'm using wire. Are you using some type of beading thread? That's my guess. That would be my guess.
Yes, silk thread.
Okay. And I've made a couple necklaces similar to what I think you're describing, using pearls in the past. It's been a while, but pearls look pretty with knots in between them. I'd love to see a picture of what you're making when you've completed it. Please share. Okay, now I'm going back to the middle strand. Now I can keep them separate. And that one is a disc. A bicone, a disc, a rondelle, and I can see I did not put enough rondelles in my little cup. That's okay. Oh, uh-oh, I see that I have a problem here. No, I don't. No, I don't. Okay. One of our AB etched beads. We all just fell in love with these beads because this particular bead, because it really reflects any color you set it up against. And it just shines and sparkles. Any other questions? I'd love to know where else people are from that are joining the class today. I saw that there were a lot of signups. That was pretty exciting. Okay, so now that we've got these 3 strands strung, at the end we're going to adjust them so the tension is correct. But now I'm going to join them back together. And I am going to slide them through another disc. A rondelle. Etched bead. Another rondelle. Yes, I'm going to be short rondelles. How did I miscalculate that? And another disc. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and separate my wires again and try to make sure that I'm lining everything up. So this wire is, this is my middle. This will just help make sure that your bracelet lays nice against your wrist when you're all done. And then this one is my left. And this one is my right. Okay, now I'm just going to repeat this pattern one more time. I need a couple more rondelles, so I'm going to cut them a few more off my extra over here. And I'll get some more ovals while I'm at it. Okay, we'll start with the left. We'll do oval. I know this is very repetitive, but I thought it was important for me to show you one project from start to finish. When we get to the necklace, I already have part of it done because it's very repetitive. Now we want a bicone. I just love these bicones.
To answer your question earlier, we have some viewers from Texas, Florida, and North Carolina also watching.
Awesome. Welcome. I hear it's cold in Texas today. I'm originally from Vermont, and I know it's really cold up there today. Talked with my son, and he shoveled snow yesterday. Another disc. Anybody have any questions? Am I going too fast, too slow? We are getting very close. We're on the last section here. And another oval. Take that down. And we'll do the right, repeating the same pattern. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Mine was quiet, but nice, very nice. Had a few people over. It was nice. I wasn't able to be with family though, and I missed that. That's always hard when you're not able to be with family. So, nobody's telling us I'm going too fast or too slow.
No, someone said you're going okay.
Awesome. Thank you for that feedback. I appreciate it.
We have our next Q&A coming up, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to add them to the chat.
Yes. I know when I was learning jewelry making, I had many, many questions. Okay, now back to the middle, which is a disc, bicone, disc, a silver rondelle, our beautiful AB etched bead, a disc, a bicone, and a disc. All right, now at this point, we're going to bring all of our strands back together. We're going to release the tape, bring all our strands back together, and slide the joined wires onto another disc. At this point, I'm going to move my tape back up there, and I'm going to, well, it's not going to hold. That's okay. I'm just going to adjust. I'm going to start, as you can see, adjusting my strands so that the longer strands that begin and end, or segments that begin and end with the silver oval, are wrapping around the sides of the middle strands evenly. We don't want them too tight. We don't want it to buckle. We want it to lay nicely on the wrist, like so. And if for any reason you would want to change this design up, feel free. All right, it's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to put all of, what did I do next here? I'm going to put a crimp tube. Oh, first, before we do that, let's do this first. I am going to take a 4mm jump ring, and I'm going to attach it to my lobster clasp. So I'm going to open up my jump ring, attach it to my lobster clasp like so, and close it. Oops, come on, nice and secure. Then the joined wires are going to come through that jump ring. I hope you can see. Wait a minute. What happened to my, whoops. We need the crimp tube. Sorry about that. Your joined wires go through a crimp tube. Make sure they're all passing through that crimp tube. Take another look that everything's not buckling and kind of lining up nicely. And it looks like my wire did not go, this wire did not go through my crimp tube. Make sure that goes through. Then we're going to take the joined wires, and I'm going to go ahead and cut them flush on the end. They came a little bit discombobulated. Going to bring them through the jump ring and then back through the crimp tube. Now this is a point where we're really going to be able to do our final adjustment of the tension on the wires and make sure everything's arranged the way we want it. Okay, I think I got it all through. Now, if you have a small wrist or a larger wrist, you can always adjust the design to add more beads or fewer beads to fit your particular wrist, or if you're making it for someone as a gift to fit their wrist. Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape. And the last step is to make sure I got that the way I want it. I'm going to pull each strand separately, make sure they're even. And I'm going to use my crimping pliers to securely close that crimp. And then I'm just going to trim away the excess tails. And we have ourselves a bracelet. There you go. I'm going to moving along. I'm going to ask for any questions you might have at this point. I'll leave this here so you can refer to it if you'd like. If we don't have any questions, I think I'll move along to the necklace. Okay. I have a feeling we have some skilled jewelry makers following along with this class. All right. Let me move. Move this over. For the necklace, I decided to use this bead board. I do need some more bicones though, so I'm going to cut this open. Come on. Nice thing about using a bead board is you have all these little compartments where you can separate your product that you're working with.
Oh, we did have a question.
Oh, okay.
Marina wanted to know, what size crimp tube did you use? Mine won't hold all of the strands.
Oh, I don't know. I use the size that comes in our starter pack. It's not, oh, I don't know what size it is. You must have, your crimp tube must be for fine gauge wire. I'm sorry that it's not working for you. My advice is just get, if you go to Michael's, I'm sure looking through their findings, you'll find some larger size crimp tubes. You know what? I can find out for you and get back to you. If you give us your email, I will get back to you with a response after class. Okay, now for this necklace, you cut 3 lengths of beading wire, 1 14 inches, 1 16 inches, and 1 18 inches. So I am going to get started with our shortest length. I've already strung on the beads for the 2 larger strands. And we're going to start with a silver oval, 3 silver rondelles, a disc. Where are you? Right down here. A bicone. Another disc. A rondelle. An AB etched bead. Another rondelle, silver rondelle, and a disc, a bicone, and a disc. And then we're just going to keep repeating this pattern, adding another silver rondelle, an AB etched bead. So as you see, all the silver rondelle is immediately on each side of these etched beads. And we're going to do a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, a series of 7 of these in the pattern before we end on the other side. So I'm just going to keep going along. Feel free to ask me any questions you may have. So this is really, it's not a difficult project. It just has a couple of techniques like crimping, forming a loop when you make the earrings, cutting chain. It's almost a beginner project, but maybe just one step above. Okay, Bicone. Okay, we are up to 3 of the AB beads so far. Moving right along here. See how handy it is to have all these little sections? You can see where everything is and just reach for it and work around it all. Oh, after this one, just 2 more to go. So I wonder if the person from California is the person the farthest away today. I have a daughter who lives in California, in Berkeley. I got to see her in September. Yeah, please, if you have time, and if you're working away making things, I know you can't take the time out to send us chats. Bicone, disc.
Juanita says hello from Discovery Bay, California.
Discovery Bay, where is that? I don't know that I've ever been there. Is it in Northern California?
The Delta.
The Delta. Oh, wow. Well, thanks for sharing that. I hope you're having beautiful weather today. Okay, now we're ready to finish the other end off. 3 silver bicones. And let's see, make sure I got everything okay here. Symmetrical, and I believe I did. And 1 more oval. So now I'm going to lay that here. And I'm going to show you the 2 longer strands that I already strung. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. So the next step is going to be to attach these 3 strands together to our chain using crimp tubes. So I have gone ahead, I pre-cut. We need 6 5-inch lengths of chain, and I've gone ahead and I've cut 5, and I'm going to show you how to cut one because it's very important that if you see this chain, it has little bars in between the open links. So we want to cut the bars off and start with an open link like this right here. And then I'm just going to line this up, and it lets me know this is the length I want. So I'm going to cut this bar off, and that will be the same length as the others that I've pre-cut. So you want to be careful. There, I was successful. So we're going to put 3 over on each side. Now let me remember how I did this. I did this. I'm going to take my necklace off so I can remember how I did this. When I designed this necklace, I made some changes along the way. Yeah, I just attached right to. All right. What I did was I took two 4mm jump rings. These are the small guys. And I opened them up one at a time. And I took one end of 3 lengths of chain, and I'm going to go through each link at the end individually. Like so, and then I'm going to close that jump ring. And I'm going to repeat that because I want these beads are a little on the heavy side, so I want to make sure that the chain is secured on the bead strands. So I'm just going to go the same 3 loops, just like I did before on the ends of the chain. Okay. Line those up here. One, two. Come on, go through. All right, bear with me. Let's try it this way.
It's about 1:45. If anybody's got any questions for our next Q&A too.
Wow, time is flying. Okay. Well, but you know what? We're just going to pretend I've got 2 jump rings on there because we are kind of running short on time. I'm going to take my 3 wires on this side, and I'm going to make sure I'm leaving some working space on this side. And we're going to go through a crimp tube, all 3 strands. Make sure we get that lined up nicely. Make sure we've got enough to work with over here on this side, and I think we do. Then we're going to bring that through the jump ring. Theoretically 2 jump rings. It was just a little tricky. Come on, go through together. And then we're going to come back through the crimp tube. Making sure we get all 3 wires through. Then we're going to snug that up, crimp it. Trim our excess wire. And we're going to move to the other side. And we're going to repeat. Now, as you can see, the middle strand kind of nestles right up in between the two, the shortest and the longest strand. And that's what we want to achieve on the other side as well. So I'm going to take the 3 strand lengths of chain on this side, attach a jump ring, and in the interest of time, you can always add the reinforcing second jump ring later if you leave enough what am I doing? Why am I opening this? Because I'm going, there we go. If you leave just a little bit of slack in your wire before you close the crimp, you can always slide the reinforcing jump ring in at that time. Here we go. Now the crimp tube. Ooh, how did I get dirty? Okay, 1. Okay, and then when I have all these wires through the crimp on this second side, I want to make sure that this is going to lay nicely, which I believe it will. So you're just going to play with each wire a little separately to make sure you're snugging them up where you want them to be. And I believe that will work pretty well right there. Then we're going to bring these through. Oh, where are you, jump ring? There you are. Make sure you've got all 3. Then we're going to go back through the crimp tube. Make sure this wire gets through there too. Come on, go through the crimp tube. Cut that a little. Bring that through. Give it one last adjustment. Okay, and we're going to close that crimp. Come on, I want you a little snugger. Of course. Little trick, take your pliers and use your pliers to snug that wire. Okay. Trim off the tails. And the last step is to attach the clasp in the back. Oh, that's so pretty.
I love how it shines all those different colors.
So depending on whether you're right-handed or left-handed, it doesn't really matter with this particular project because the necklace is reversible. I'm going to open up a 4mm jump ring. And you can either attach an individual jump ring to the end of each length of chain, or you can, oops, I lost it. Here we go. I feel like I'm running out of time and I want to move on and show you the earrings. So what you're going to do is you're going to connect the end of the 3 links of chain. You can either put one jump ring on the end of each length of chain and then use another one to attach the lobster clasp. And then on the other end, bring them together, doing the same thing, and then put a 6mm jump ring, and that's where you would attach the lobster clasp. So I'm going to move along to the earrings to make sure we fit that in. And your instructions will clearly tell you how to do it. And we were almost at the end, so I think you'll be fine with that. Okay, earrings. Where are my earrings? Oh, here they are. All right, I'm going to do this quickly. I've already made one, and to make the mate, I'm going to quickly make I'm going to use a head pin, and I'm going to slide on a rondelle, an etched oval, and a rondelle. And I'm going to use I use an 8mm bead. I call it my cheater bead. So every time I cut the stem of my head pins and eye pins when I'm making bead links or bead drops, that they're the same size. So I use that and then form a loop. Okay. And then I'm going to do 2 more of those, and then I'm going to take a head pin and I'm going to slide on another bicone in one of these silver ovals. Again, I'm going to form a loop. Use my cheater bead. And then I'm going to connect the loop on this bead drop I just made.
Like the cheater bead idea.
Yeah, that's come in so handy. It's an 8mm bead. That's what I use. And then I'm going to attach, I've cut 3 links. So I'm going to do 3 of these. As you can see, I think we're running out of time, but I would make 3 sections like this. I'm going to open up the top loop, and I have cut a length of chain that has got 3 open links with 2 bars in between the open links. And then I'm just going to show you, I would have 3 of these. In case I run out of time, I want to show connecting one. I would connect one, and actually that in itself would be a pretty earring. So I repeat that 2 more times and attach it, and we would have a pair of earrings. Any questions? Because I know we're running short on time. We've got about 3 minutes left. So Does anybody want me to show you how to finish the necklace, or do you think you have it? Should I just go ahead? I guess I'll just go ahead.
What's the size of the crimp tube?
I don't know. I'm going, if you can contact us. And Maggie, how would they do that? And I
If
can,
you could just, I'll send you a check, but yes, they say finish the necklace, please.
oh, finish the necklace, please. Okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do, because we're so short on time, is show you on the one that I was wearing. I took the other end of the chain on one side, and I took a 4mm jump ring, and I went through the last loop, and I used that 4mm jump ring to connect the lobster clasp. And on this side, I attached the last loop of each length of chain to a 6mm jump ring. But I discovered when I put this on, when I first designed it, for some reason, the beads are not always exactly the same size, that it wasn't hanging evenly on the chain together like I wanted it to. So I added another 4mm jump ring right there. I don't know if you can see, to attach that single length of chain to the 6mm jump ring, and it made it hang more evenly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my necklace back on. I'm so glad you joined us today. I hope I see you again soon. Happy holidays, everyone. And if you make your own statement jewelry, please share it with us at #MakeItWithMichaels, #CreateWithCousin, or #CousinDIY. And it was a pleasure today. I know we covered a lot of ground, and I had to move along pretty quickly. And thanks for your patience. I hope to see you next time.